Hello, and basically today we're going to be making a big electro house bass thing from my Fresh Prince of Bel-Air remix, which I will link you to if I can. Um, this is quite an interestingly made patch, and hopefully it can be incorporated into other styles of electronic dance music. So this is the sound. So let's get down to making it. So let's bring in the Diversion synth. This is the free demo, which is brilliant. So first of all, we're going to bring the unison up to 3, stereo up to between 20 and 25%. About there, that'll do. On all the oscillators, let's unclick the free phasing option. We're only actually using three oscillators, but might as well do them for all. Bring the master level down slightly. First oscillator, down 2 octaves, it's a normal saw wave. Add a bit of brilliance, 15% maybe, just to give it a bit of a kind of crispy high end to it. That's that done. Next oscillator, sine wave, down 2 octaves, and the phase is going to be 22.94. There it was. Come on. There, good, brilliant. And that's that done. Third oscillator, square wave, if you can find that. Down just 1 octave this time, and the level down to 40%. That's basically the basic oscillator things. But now to really kind of tune the texture of the patch, bell cone filter, cutoff all the way down. The key scale of the cutoff, which will basically make the cutoff follow relevant to the note that you're playing. Resonance go up to about 37%. That'll do. And then the cutoff distortion, asymmetry 2, drive up to about 25%. That's good. That's about done. Next, what you can do is if you come down to the modulation matrix here, down here, choose Morph X twice, which changes this. If you can see, that's using my mod wheel, going across there, which can give some cool effects. First one, 74. Good. Second one, all the way up. So the first one, right click there, bus filter 1 cutoff. Good. Second one, oscillator 3 FX2, which is the scissor and the square wave, which can give really cool effects. So it just gives it some movement to the patch if you want to use that, and it can really just add something to it. And also, before we finish, we're going to add a bit of decay, 15%, sustain down to 80, just to kind of give it a bit of a hard-hitting aspect to it when it starts. And this is the patch right now. Good. So then we're going to frequency split it, because in the composition that I've made this in, there is no actual sub to it. All the kind of bass to it is in the kick drum. So what this is doing, because it's going to be sidechained, it's going to have a little bit of bass to it left. So what I've done is I've added an audio effects rack. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to add 3 chains. On each chain, we're going to add a multiband dynamics. The highs, we're moving down slightly, and the low down to 100 hertz. That's a bit low. And what this is going to do is it's kind of just going to rearrange all the different frequencies and kind of make it a bit more sturdy in the mix. So let's copy and paste that into every chain. I'm going to name each chain high, mid, and low. So this is the high frequencies. This is the mids. And this one here is the low, which is below 100 hertz. The high, we're going to solo the high band in the multi-band dynamics. Mid, we're going to solo the mids. Low, we're going to solo the lows. That's that. In the highs, we're going to add an overdrive, let's add some more kind of sparkle to the high end, kind of. This isn't really doing much distortion wise, it's just giving it some more in the high end. Dry wet 5%. You can hear a slight difference, but it's not a huge difference really. Utility plugin, width up to about 115%, gain a decibel or so. Well, it all depends on the mix you're using it in. This is all context depending. This is just how it worked in this particular one, because the bass was kind of this was almost like a lead. It's very prominent if you can hear it when you hear the actual track. In the lows, we're going to add utility here again, width down to 30% because you always want the sub, the very low end, to be mono. You don't want any stereo to it at all, because that's just going to fill it out even more. We don't need that. Just because this is adding the bass, again, just the context of the track is going to have to get up to about there. Quite a lot of gain to it. Next, close that up. Going to add a compressor. Open up the sidechain. Choose the track that's adding to the sidechaining to. Threshold, it was 48%, 48 decibels. The attack is going to be 0.56 milliseconds. The release, just over 9 milliseconds. Again, tune it to how you like it. Finally, just before we finish, I don't need that much down. We're going to add an EQ8. We're going to cut 200 Hz, so that's where the snare hits, and the snare is going to be quite prominent in the mix as well. Especially if you're making dubstep, almost every single sound, well, not quite every single sound, but a lot of them, when the drums are hitting, you need it cutting at 200 Hz so that the snare will punch through and it won't be overloading your limiters or your master track, and it's just going to keep the mix a lot better. It's kind of mastering in the process of doing it. It's quite easy. We're then going to cut here slightly to get rid of some of the mids, and we're going to boost the high again. And there you go. That's the sound here. So if we bring it over to where we've got sidechain ready. Good. So I hope that worked well for you. Hope you're able to use this to your advantage. I'll try and link the track. I hope you're well. Have a good day. Subscribe, leave any comments with questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Also, leave a comment with any other ideas of what I can do a tutorial on, because I'm happy to do anything, but I'm struggling for ideas. I've got a few things, but a lot of them are going to be long ones, and that might take a while to get out. So if you've got any quick ones that I can do, especially in this diversion synth, which you can do basically anything in, because it's a beast. Yes, anything, just dubstep, well, I don't care. I'll find it. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how